Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the match preview. Everton versus Manchester City. Or as Sky are billing it, Merseyside versus Manchester. Fuck off. I'm going to start. Let's just get that out the way. Fuck off.
Every time they've done one of those stupid build-up things, the game's been awful, haven't they?
Well, now they've got 2 games to make awful, haven't they?
Sky, aren't they?
It's a difficult one, this, isn't it? Because, you know, okay, take last Saturday's debacle out of it. You know, we've been doing all right. You know, only one league defeat at home. Pretty good over Christmas. But obviously Manchester City's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? And they've been inconsistent, let's be honest. You know, they've been, okay, battered West Ham last week, but defensively they look a little bit shaky, a little bit nervous at times. He hasn't quite got the right fit. He's trying to establish this sort of Barcelona style on them, but without taking the fact that the Premier League is the Premier League into it. So should be an interesting game, this.
Very, very tough, because these are a top side, aren't they? Yes, if they've got any weaknesses, it's at the back and you can get at them. I still think for Manchester City the Joe Hart thing still surprises me, because Claudio Bravo's not really pulled up any trees. Caballero's a bit, he is what he is. Centre backs, they're not. John Stones hasn't really pulled up any trees, as he Otamendi. So if Everton are to have any chance, it's definitely running at their defence. The problem we'll have is keeping them out, because going forward offensively they're incredible, and once Guardiola gets the balance right off them, they, you know, people are writing them off in the title race. I don't think you can, because they've got too much firepower.
I'd be prone to write them off this season, I think, just because of that defence. It's just, when you consider, I think they spent more money than anyone on the summer. I think it's around 160 million they spent, because you think they brought in played like...
Well, we know where a lot of it went.
Stones, Sane, he came in, Gundogan obviously came in as well. But the full-back positions, that you've got Zabaleta and Sagna, who are both past the best. Clichy and Kolarov, who are both past the best. Like you said, the keeper's dodgy. Stones is struggling to find his feet. Otamendi, who's either looks world-class or horrendous. And that
missing company,
you can't really rely on him though, can you? No, it's just that part of the team needs a full rethink. I think they probably need a player in every single position there.
What they need, what they very quickly need is they need a centre back who you can depend on to play alongside John Stones and almost be that silk and steel partnership.
You need not Shawcross now, but someone like that who will just, is nasty, he'll get stuck in. And he'll organise people.
I think it's mad, because like in practice you'd say Stones and Otamendi, when they're both playing at their best, they're probably a perfect partnership because of the attributes they've got. But because they're both so inconsistent, it's hard to mesh them together. But I think this is the type of game though where we need to be really attacking from the front. I think if Everton can go out and make the game quite frantic early on and nick a goal, then you can maybe think about retreating and soaking up some pressure a little bit, like Liverpool did against them actually the other week when they did exactly the same. But if you just let them dictate the way the game's going on early on, they'll just smother you, because they have got so many good players. And I think looking at how their team's going to be comprised, they've been playing Yaya Toure in front of the back four in the last few games, and while he's a wonderful player, I don't see him as that type of shielding player anymore who's going to protect the defence, put tackles in, all those kinds of things.
Funny, because that's the position that he was when Pep Guardiola took over, and that's why he basically got bounced out of Barcelona, because he knew he had Iniesta and Xavi to play that position.
Yeah, well, and that if you got him there, because Fernandinho's obviously suspended, isn't he? So he won't be playing. If you got him there, you've got those two centre halves, the two full backs. That's a really, really iffy defence for me. And Everton, while they need to be smart in defence, I think they need to be on them and offensive from the start of the game. Otherwise, City will just be all over us.
Valencia's got to play with Lukaku.
Well, I was just about to say, it's got to be like the Arsenal game, hasn't it? There's got to be, we've got to have Schneiderlin in the team. No, we've got to have loads of energy in that middle of the park, because if we've got Barry in there,
they'll eat us alive.
Yeah, they'll just put wings out, because if you had Barry, Davies and Barkley as your middle three, if he played it like that, they'll just get. There's just too much. Davies is too young and inexperienced. Ross is just too unreliable in that
role,
and Barry
is too slow.
Yeah, there we go.
They're done. I think if Everton could get Schneiderlin in I think him and Davies could, because Davies can then just go and get involved in the game, and I think Schneiderlin's got, okay, he won't be match fit of course, but he could do 65, 70 minutes. Then I think Gareth Barry could potentially come and sit in there then for the last 20 minutes when the game pace has dropped a bit. I don't think he'd struggle with that in the slightest, and I think Schneiderlin's experience would allow Davies to go and press the ball and go and get involved in that, and then again in turn that helps Ross out. I think the key for me is going to be the right side of the field, because I think if you're looking at it, if James McCarthy was fit, then that's, you know, that's a but again you don't want to rush him back because he keeps limping off with hamstring, so it might be that Seamus has to play there again.
Is there no temptation to play 3 at the back?
I was just going to say that, because I think if you think back to the game earlier in the season, it was a bit excuse me, it was a bit cat and mouse, wasn't it, tactically, because they went 3-2-4, but that doesn't add up, does it? I don't think they went 3-3-4 basically, didn't they, City, in that game, and it was a really bizarre formation from Guardiola. He does have a tendency to do these mad quirky formations every now and then, and especially someone like Koeman, who he knows quite well. So, and
we went 8-1-1.
Yeah, but if you think back to it, in the second half they went to a diamond, didn't they? And they played Balassi right up top of Lukaku, and we looked a bit more of a threat on the counter attack. So maybe that's something that he'll look at as well. But
I would just think at home, I would probably be tempted to play the 3, because I think you're going to need, if Aguero plays, you're gonna need someone with legs back there, and I just don't. Funes Mori switches off, and I don't think Williams has got the legs. I think if you've got 3, you've got the insurance policy then, and you can always go to a 4.
Yeah, if need be.
If you need to,
Seamus can push up, can't he?
You can always wrap around on both sides, then, can't you?
I think you're right. You know, I think the 3. Yeah, not often I say that. Now I think the 3 could work, especially if Schneiderlin comes in, because Valencia can make the extra man in midfield, but he's also, we need Manchester City, when you're trying to beat a side like this, you've got to try and exploit their biggest weakness, and their biggest weakness at this moment in time is defensively. If we isolate Lukaku, they will eat us up, because they'll just have the ball all the time.
You've got to isolate Lukaku against their one defender, haven't you, as well?
But you can't if it's one up front,
I think we've got to be smart and careful on the break and use our composure well, because I think that's something we didn't do particularly well at the Etihad, but when we did do it right on that one occasion, you showed, didn't you, how terrified their defence was of Lukaku, and he had space to run into.
If would you like to sit,
where's Belfodil going to play?
I don't even know what that is. Wasn't that the Wolf? Wasn't that just the Wolf of Wall Street? No. One thing I'd like us...
What a start to a film, by the way.
Let me see it.
Just watch it for the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Just watch it
for Harley Quinn.
Is that who it is? Oh.
Is she in... I'm not a big film person.
Just shut up. I tell you what, but I think... I don't know what you use, but I'd like us to start nailing down the formation. I know it's great to be flexible and go 3 at the back, 4 at the back. I'd like us to just start nailing that down now.
4-4.
But I don't though. I want us to play 3 at the back, because I just think
3-5-2.
I just like 3 at the back, and it can be 3-4-3, can't it? Really, with the players we've got, if we want it to be. And I mean, when I say Ross could almost float in between and play between the lines, then but
an out striker.
I look at Murray and I look at Williams, and I just think that's not a partnership for me that can prosper, you know, long term. And Holgate, I think, is he still just a little bit naive to play in a back 4? And I think
in a game like this,
I think the simplest thing is, if you get Holgate in a 3 and almost bed him in,
he can just defend.
He can defend and start getting used to getting more Premier League games, getting more experience, and think he could be the one in the future. He could be the one that goes next to Williams in a 4 at the back. I think this is the best way. I think 3 at the back gives us that extra man, where it allows Baines to do what he wants to do, allows Shames to do what he wants to do, and I think it just makes sense. And obviously the Chelsea thing was the big thing, but
personally,
that night it was Jagielka, Williams and Murray, and Barry in front of them. And I just think if those 3 are in there, I think attacking wise it helps us a little bit more. I'd like us to nail that down.
I think pushing on pushing on at home, I think, you know, it enables, if Coleman and Baines can get high up the pitch in the 3, you know, and then obviously that midfield, if it is Schneiderlin, if you know, if he comes in and he plays, by the time this goes out, it'll be Schneiderlin and Davies, hopefully. I think if you've got them, and then,
I'm going to be doing a lot of editing,
and then Ross in there, Valencia can almost buzz around, and that can cause them problems. And I think defensively it gives us that 5, and I think with a 4, that's with our fullbacks in a 4, the temptation is that sometimes we're leaving them 2v1, and it's or one.
I always think for a Man,
I
always think for a Man City team, certainly in the last 3 years, the key is to stop their ball play. Now that was David Silva, and now it's like De Bruyne a little bit more, isn't it? It's not.
I don't know.
But I think Silva's. I think
he seems to come back into a bit of form again.
Silva's the man though, isn't it? When he picks the ball up in pockets of space and then spins, and he starts. He's the man who can just.
That's why you've got to have legs in it.
That's what I'm saying. He's the man who finds those little diagonal passes to get that Aguero just comes off the shoulder, and then next minute it's in the back of the net.
What a player!
Do you know what I mean? And that's the key for me. You have to always be switched on against them, and you can't necessarily drop back because that allows for space in front, and you can't be high up because Aguero loves just spinning around the back.
We showed high intensity when we beat them in the League Cup semi-final, the first leg at Goodison. High intensity, the crowd were up for it. We got in the face as much as we could. Yeah, we had a little rub of the green and all that, but that's what you need, and it's, you know, that's how we'll have to. And it wouldn't be. It'd be typical Everton to get beat by Leicester at home in an FA Cup third round tie, having been in total control, and get a result against Manchester City the week later. But you know, because of the way City play, you've got a chance. You know, and Liverpool proved it the other week. It's just that you've got to be on the top of your game defensively, and that is an area where I just don't think at this moment in time we're just not. We need to be tighter.
Yeah,
Hull put 2 past us, for God's sake. You know?
I think the blueprint for beating City's been the same for a while now, and while it's getting at them and being energetic and everything you do. If you look at the teams that have beat them this season, Liverpool, one of the most energetic teams in the league, Tottenham just trampled all over them. Leicester were the same, just snapping around the midfield, winning the ball, help the pitch, and then breaking quickly. I think if you look at that side, and for all the changes that Guardiola said to have done in the team, they're still reliant on a lot of that old guard of players, aren't they?
And if you let them settle into the game, I think that's where you hear you more than anything. If you let them settle into their rhythm, then that's the problem. But if you're at them from the look at Leicester, they were 2-0 up in 6 minutes. They got at them straight away, and they almost said to them, well, the game's gone now because we're just going to keep the intensity up. Liverpool scored 8th minute. I think City have got a lot of players that, and it's half the problem. They haven't got enough.
I mean, the fire's gone out of a lot of them.
Yeah, almost like a lot of them are like, if you can get them on the back foot, it's almost like, I haven't got enough for today. But once, like, look, the West Ham game, they get an early goal, and then they get a next one, and then it's like, this is a bit easy, this. Yeah, I think that's almost what it is. It's like, you can get up against them, then some of their players like, I'm not feeling this today. But it's the other way around, and it's like,
I think the blend, if Guardiola gets the blend right with them and gets a couple of fighters in there with them, I think that's when I think he can take them away from everybody else. But I think you're both right in terms of if we can get in their faces. Sometimes they're like fair weather players. When it's going great, they're just a wonderful football side. But if you can mix it up and break it up a little bit, couple of
because in the past they've had those bastards out like De Jong and Company.
But I think that's I think that's why.
But
I think that's why one of the reasons he's brought. I think that's one of the reasons he's brought Yaya Toure back though, is though, because.
And he's a physical player.
Because he's physical, but he's also one of those players that, almost in the opposite way, he can just walk through games. Sometimes you'll go, what the fuck are you doing? But he just got that lumbering style, and he just walks around people, and just next minute he's getting the ball, whipping it top corner, and it's almost like it doesn't matter what kind of game it is or what attitude he's got. He can just make things happen. So
it's like what Baz said though, isn't it? You've got to exploit the weaknesses, and you can see, while all those things are right about him, there are, looking at him now, there are a lot of weaknesses to his game, and if you buzz about him and you get him turning the other way, he's not going to protect that back forward.
Well, I just think back, I don't know whether we've got anyone to do it, but I think back to the League Cup, and Bezet's just snapped at him all night long, and he didn't want to know. So right that night, did he? He was walking around.
Do you think Davis will play?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I think he's got
I don't think you can go from being the best player on the pitch
is what Koeman said,
to not being in the side when you look at what else we've got.
Who's he going to put in cleverly?
It's Evan McCarthy's fit, isn't it?
Well, I just think it's a
But then I
gamble.
think he'd play McCarthy on him. I think.
So no Barkley then.
No,
I don't think Barry. I think Barry
Barry's the
might
one. Isn't
play.
it? Barry's the one not
If
to play.
Schneiderlin comes in, then I think Barry will go out.
So you'd have back five, and you'd have Schneiderlin.
Barkley and Barry.
I didn't say how I was going to fit them all in.
Ah, see.
See, no, because I'd have Ross off. I'd have Ross on one. I'd have Ross on one side.
Yeah, but that's still he's still in.
You won't have two
so you'd have
strikers then?
Valencia.
Yeah, and I'd have Valencia.
So you'd have 5, and then it's so midfield.
Stop complicating. I haven't thought this through.
It's no, but what Matt's saying is that if you're changing it from because at the weekend, who?
Don't we have a completely different show?
Yes, stop it, Matt. Just play everyone. That's how we'll beat them.
It's not your. It's not your money, is it? It's not your YouTube ad money. So pack it in. You've already booked for Australia.
Ah, yeah.
He's got his own YouTube channel that obviously pays
I haven't.
20 times more than us because he can just
I
book
wish.
it to Australia.
I work.
I think.
Sir.
No, I think the thing. I think we need the key element is having legs in that midfield, isn't it? That is the absolute key element, and however he does it, he's got to make sure that Barry doesn't play, basically.
Whichever way does it, no Barry.
Well, I just think we've said it before.
Which will be we'll sort that out in the
the
starting.
legs,
I'm gonna let these two gentlemen sort that out in the starting 11 show. So let us know what you think. I think we can win this game.
I do as well.
I honestly think we can win it.
I do
Stones
think
will
we
do
can win
something
it.
daft and we'll score.
But I
from
think also that if
we
we're
can
not
easily lose it.
at our peak levels,
Yeah.
these could absolutely destroy us.
Yeah.
So we have to.
Let us know in the comments, what do we need to get the 3 points?
Goals more than them.
Yeah, that's generally.
Basically,
Let us know. Thanks for watching. Make sure you catch the starting 11 show as well, where we'll somehow fit 12 players into 11. See you later, Toffee TV. In a bit.